The middle schoolers at Truman School are on a field trip at Black Vine Swamp when a fire breaks out in the woods. As the students pile back onto the bus, their caustic biology teacher, Mrs. Starch, goes back into the woods to retrieve a student's lost inhaler and disappears. So begins the story of Scat by Carl Hiaasen. The heroes of the story, Marta Gonzalez and Nick Waters, are doubtful that a letter sent to the school from Mrs. Starch saying she is away on family business easily explains their teacher's disappearance. So on one dark night, they decide to visit their teacher's house, and finding a key under the mat, reluctantly let themselves into the dark and empty house. Nick wasn't sure if sneaking into Mrs. Starch's house was the bravest thing he'd ever done or the dumbest, but he felt certain that the world's meanest biology teacher wasn't really absent from school because of a family crisis. "What if she's croaked?" Marta whispered as she closed the door behind them. "What if we find the body?" The same awful thought had occurred to Nick, although he didn't say it aloud. A car door slammed outside. Nick instantly clicked off the flashlight. Marta and Nick heard some clomping up the steps. The next noise was the rattle of the doorknob. Nick motioned toward an open trunk. "After you." They clambered inside and pulled the top shut. There was a heavy thud, and the trunk moved. "Come out of there," a male voice commanded. Nick and Marta were too frightened to respond. They felt another jolt. The guy was kicking the sides of the chest. In typical Carl Hiaasen fashion, disparate characters and storylines, such as a classmate named Smoke, a stranger named Twilly, greedy businessmen from an energy corporation trying to mine for oil on government property, and an endangered panther, come together in this complex mystery to create a humorous and environmentally friendly plot in Scat.